calling the meeting to order. Everybody please rise, and I believe the flag is right there, and we'll salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Okay, we can be seated. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, roll call.
Mr. Kinlan?
Here.
Mr. Haskins?
Here.
Mr. Pekowski is not here. Ms. Kinlan? Here. Mr. Baumgardner is not here. Ms. Paskowitz is not here. Mr. Jordan is not here. And Mr. Whitford is not here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, did everybody get, I assume the us's that are here, a copy of the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
Okay, I perused it. I don't see anything that needs to change. So.
I'll make a motion that we.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion we accept the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yeah, okay. Now, old business. All right, we were informally discussing Memorial Day. Okay, and it looks like the VFW will head it. We need to make sure Parks is with us, and John and Shar just talked about making sure we have a brochure, and you said you'll work on a keynote speaker?
Right.
Okay, all right. And then we'll have open houses at both facilities after, and it'll be announced down there at the park. And if it is raining, we will go to the American Legion for the ceremony.
Okay.
Okay?
One of the things, John, that Jerry reached out to me is like for Memorial Day, especially this year, the honor guard is pretty
Yeah, they
tight
are.
at 10. He was asking if the ceremony could start at 11, if that's possible. It would free up to have more members of the honor guard there.
Well, that's what you show, and I thought that's when it was.
No, that was up to you. I can't make that decision.
No,
That's up to you.
I thought it's always been at
Memorial
11.
Day starts at 11 o'clock.
11
Okay,
o'clock.
11 o'clock,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yes.
I'll notify Jerry and so forth, but that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just was with him, and I'll confirm. Yeah.
Right, okay.
He has to be, because there's only one honor guard, FYI, there's only one honor guard in Indian River County now, and they have 5 or 6 events, 2 before, one in Fellsmere and one at the island in Vero Beach.
Okay.
But he said making ours is not a problem because theirs is at 10. So once they do the flag ceremony, they're going to immediately leave and come to the park.
Great, okay.
So we should be fine. And as I said, back up for weather, we would go to the American Legion, and both the American Legion and the VFW will have open houses.
Great.
And Shar and John are working on putting the brochures together. Now, the last time, did the city help us in putting that out, the brochures?
Yeah, normally what was happening is someone from the city would copy the brochures. I'm sure that'll happen. It's always been part of the city's deal in the past. Last year I copied them, but I'm sure someone will here.
Okay.
If not myself, someone in admin or in the city manager's office.
You can coordinate with Randy to make
I'll
sure we have
coordinate with you
copies.
then.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, we'll get together and make sure we have that
Sure.
taken care of.
Yes, in a timely
We've got
fashion.
about 3 weeks.
Any idea how many copies we would need? I think last year it was like 250, I believe.
I think it was 250 or 300 we did last year, and it was kind of a little bit, well, it got canceled last year, so.
Right.
And I was out of town, and I was a very unhappy person at the time.
I know.
Yeah, the one thing you don't do is cancel Memorial Day,
Right.
but we took care of that.
Well, we have a backup plan this year. And is there any ideas like who's going to be the guest speaker or how we're
I've
going
got to find a
John's
guest
working
speaker.
on it right now.
You're the
I'll
guest
find a
speaker.
guest speaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, no, good. And then we just have to really get with the parks folks to try and nail
yeah,
down,
make sure everything
especially
is
with
set
that
up.
meeting, it needs to be with the police, parks, and everything on the
Right.
time
Yes,
and the
sir.
time frame and what was going on.
Okay.
I believe this is Michelle's last year. I believe she's retiring. Michelle Morris, Chief, I believe she's
No,
retiring
I
this
believe she
year.
has one more year. Last year, she signed a 2-year contract.
Was was a 2-year, I know I believe she will be retiring, but she's been totally great with helping
She
us
should be here
down
for
in the
this.
parks and stuff.
She should be here because, like I said, last year, what hasn't been 2 years since she signed that contract.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk with her and make sure that we're all on the same page on that.
Okay, so we got that. We got the honor guard. Is there going to be anything from the high school band?
That's going to be tricky because they've told us in the past if it's a school day, and I don't believe they're letting the school out for Memorial Day.
They're not?
They're not?
I don't know. He said he didn't know.
Oh,
And do they let the school out for Memorial Day?
usually they do.
Then we should be able to get a hold of the
Band director.
band director.
You want to call?
Okay, shall I call on?
Charles will call the band director and find out whether we can get
That'll be a
somebody.
significant impact also for the city to know, like, where they're going to set up.
I know.
and so
Right.
forth.
Yes, sir.
Right, well, we know they have the one spot where they set up, and that's
Do you
right in
have
front of the.
the card from Brian?
Yeah, I do at home somewhere.
Okay, because you need to get in touch with him then, to make sure. Okay.
So we have 11 a.m. start. I'll communicate that to Brian, because I think originally, if my memory is correct, there was, when they asked me at the beginning of the year, like what was going to be for time starts for everything, I believe I told him 10. So that would change to 11, but I'll make sure he knows that.
Okay.
Okay. What is the young lady who we're missing that was supposed to be here?
Kim,
Kim,
She's on her way.
she's on her way.
Yes, but I'm saying, we need her to officially have a quorum?
No. No, technically, there's 5 members and 2 alternates, and we got 3.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So this is,
That was mistaken, because I'm thinking 7
okay,
members.
so
I
this is a
need
real
4.
deal.
That was my
Okay,
fault.
continuing on. All right, we informally talked about July 4th. July 4th, of course, is the parade. And I believe last year it's all been dotted the i's, crossed the t's of the veterans groups being in the front of the parade. And I think the police are well aware of that, et cetera, so we should have no problems there.
Yeah, last year it was discussed that the remaining World War II veterans, I know we've lost at least 1, if not 2, this past year, but the remaining World War II veterans, we do have the city that should have the nameplates and everything for the cars, if that's the direction that the council wants to go.
Okay.
and down to 2, I just lost Jim Stevenson. He was our oldest member, 99 years old. He just passed. They just last weekend they just had a service for him. I have Bob Stewart. And
Bob was the one with 3 wars, correct?
yeah, 3 War Bob.
He also comes to the American Legion also.
Okay, good.
Member Bud.
And the older gentleman, Bill, I can't think of his last name offhand, but those I believe are our last 2 that we have.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So we have, this year we'll have 3, we believe.
Yes.
Now, there was one gentleman who showed up later on the motorcycle with his daughter, and I believe he joined the American Legion and the VFW. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
We will have to
The
find
last
out.
time I saw him, because I think he was joining, or whatever, he was a life member, I believe, with another location.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know. I haven't seen him since then.
I don't believe he's joined the VFW.
Okay.
We will,
Well, he was an Army Ranger in World War II,
we
because he
can
was the
find
one
out.
who wore his uniform on the motorcycle.
Okay,
okay.
we'll
I
check
know
on
who
that.
you mean.
Yeah.
We'll check
I
on
don't
that.
remember his name, but I know who you mean.
Okay.
Yes, you said
I know
in
that.
uniform. In uniform, yes. He wears his uniform. Very proud to wear his uniform, yes.
I wish I could wear mine.
Okay. All right.
So I don't, since there is the front of the parade, and last year they were with the marshal of the parade, the council picked that, and I think an idea, I may even floated it out there, was, do you think they should recognize also behind the World War II veterans, like maybe a person in the community, volunteers a lot of time, that kind of thing, to have a civilian, or
I
is that
believe
something we don't want to know?
that is a great. I would like to see another person that really does a lot of work in the community. I'd like to see somebody recognized for that also.
Yes, I mean, there's so many people that do so much in this community. I think it would be a nice idea to do that and have it in the program. Whatever ideas you have, do we want to just, between the 2 organizations, figure out who that civilian would be?
If you have somebody that you can suggest, I think we'd be willing to turn around.
Absolutely,
and-
yes.
Between the 3 of us,
I'll keep in contact with all of you to see,
Right.
I'll think about it, but,
Being involved with the city here, you know a lot more of the people that are doing
Correct.
something in the
Absolutely, yeah.
community than we do.
okay.
Okay. And for the record, Randy no longer works for the city, and as soon as we get through our election, I've already spoken to the current commander. If he remains commander, then we will get Randy appointed to our advisory board.
Okay, thank
But
you.
we can't do that until after the election, which is Wednesday.
Right. I'll be there.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any questions? I see Brian and Frank. Brian, come on up. Okay, I don't know if you have any, Brian's is Director of Parks,
Right, okay.
so we got him here.
We just want confirmation that you know about the setup for Memorial Day.
Here, come join us.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize for running a few minutes late. I do not have confirmation of the setup. Do we have the information? Have you received it, Randy?
The only thing I have, well, it's going to start at 11. Okay? And the final issue is we're going to wait to see if we need the band at the high school, or not need, but if they will be showing up.
Yeah, we got to call the band director.
And the honor guard will be there and so forth, but it's 11 o'clock, and I just think normally what would happen is the Parks Department would meet with the police and someone who's handling it, which this year is the VFW, and they would coordinate like what they needed and.
Okay. I can set up a meeting. I'll get the police involved. I'll set up a meeting with the VFW as well, and we can handle the setup that way since
Okay.
I haven't been here in the past, so I'm not sure what the setup was previously.
All right, yes, that'd be fine, yes. That's what, we've done that a couple of times to make sure that, you know the setup.
Now, John, you're commander till July, the beginning of July, or is it June?
I go to June 21st.
Okay,
and that's when the new commander takes
So
over.
you'll be available for Memorial Day?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, I'll be available for Memorial Day.
I'll give you this copy of John's number and contact information.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want
So we're
also-
good to go?
We're good to go?
Okay. All right.
So 4th of July, we're going to try and come up with some, I mean, I have an idea of one person.
Yeah,
It's done
okay.
a lot for the city for decades, and I'll reach out and see if they'd be interested.
All right, you reach out, and then let Jar and I know, and,
Yes.
So we're gonna put the, flyer together so everybody knows what's going on, so that way everybody has a drift of what's going on.
Here's Kim.
Here comes Kim now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I believe everybody knows about Remember Our Heroes grave marker program, but just for the record, the Sons of the American Legion took it upon themselves many years ago to do a grave marker program, and we're trying to mark every grave in Indian River County, and the grave marker is permanent, and twice a year the flags we put fresh flags, new flags. Saturday the 18th, we're going to be doing a flagging, and we're going to meet at the American Legion at 9 a.m., anybody who wants to show up, and we're going to do Winter Beach. If there's enough time, Peter Puzo, who started the program with the Sons of the American Legion, has also been marking off the number of veterans' graves in Sebastian Cemetery. He met with, I do not know the name of the man who's the caregiver or maintenance man at the cemetery, but he met with him and explained to him that the markers stay. And the flags are what, if a flag gets tarnished, then he could pull the flag, et cetera. But we try to stay on top of that so that the flags are always fresh flags, new flags.
Right.
And once we do that, we will have all the cemeteries in Indian River County covered. It's just that Sebastian is so big, we have an economic problem right now. We're a couple $1,000s short in getting enough markers. Anticipating, because he just did 1/4 of the cemetery, and he came up with 150 veterans in just 1/4. So if the other quarters were the same, you can see the number that we might be looking at. But that's ongoing, and the flagging, like I said, will be on the 18th. He always does it a week before Memorial Day, so it's done. And sometime there's confusion. The Boy Scouts go out usually and put small flags on Memorial Day. Those are not permanent. Okay, our marker is permanent, and the flag goes in the marker. It's a bigger flag also.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So we'll continue, the Sons of the American Legion will continue doing that. And as soon as we get our economics straight, we just did a fundraiser which was successful. We have another couple coming up. We will then do all, and we actually had a volunteer from the Riders that's going to, him and his son are going to go do Fellsmere Cemetery, I think this week.
Great.
So that'll all be taken care of.
Now, what day do they, when do they normally, maybe freshman, when they start putting those markers out? Like,
The 18th, the week before Memorial Day, is when they're going to do the new flags.
okay,
And then as soon as he ordered some markers, he doesn't have enough to start yet, but as soon as I know more, I'll let everyone know.
okay, is the goal like to try and get them out before Memorial Day, get them put in?
No, that won't happen. We're hoping to have at least part of that by Veterans Day.
Okay,
Okay, and what he does there is also the week before, we do those again. Twice a year is what we try for the flags. And you've seen the markers, I know.
yeah. I know.
John,
Yeah.
what's going on with this Reese?
Oh, Reese? Okay.
Reese across America.
All right, did they come talk to you?
They said they were coming, nobody ever showed.
Okay, well, they came, all right, changing subjects to Reefs Across America. Reefs Across America is a national organization that's goal is to get a reef during the Christmas season or holiday season on every veteran's grave. They did down in Vero Beach last year. A gentleman from Post 39 came to 189 and asked us if we would participate. He already has several people, I think even from the national organization, et cetera. The cost for that is, I think, $10 a reef. And he does some kind of fundraiser, et cetera. So their hope for this year is if it works the way he hopes, then they will also do reefs in Sebastian this year.
Okay,
I don't have his name, Peter does, because Peter's coordinating with him. But, and yes, they were supposed to see you.
Nobody ever.
Okay.
They didn't, they called, but they didn't show it.
I'm
I think
sorry,
they-
because I told them we need a lot of people if we're gonna try to pull this off.
Well, we had, excuse me, we had the one lady here, I think it was 2 years ago, that she got up and walked out. She was, you remember that, Randy, you were here. I think there was two ladies, the one, and she was wanting us to store the reefs and have a building to store the reefs and all
No.
kinds of, you might remember that.
No.
You weren't here then? And they got mad and they walked out, and then
No.
now somebody else is dealing with it, and I'm not sure who's dealing with it now, but you'll get me that
Yeah.
information, so.
Yeah. Peter's got I'll give it to you, you give it to him.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Ken.
Okay. That's okay. We found out in between that we had a quorum before, anyway, but thank you for showing up. Okay, just a quick, what we were doing was covering Memorial Day. We believe we've got it. The VFW is going to head it up, and John's going to get information to Shar. Shar's going to put together a program, and we'll go through Randy and the city. You normally makes the programs for us, and John's working on a keynote speaker.
yeah,
And the
I'm
only
not
thing-
aware, I don't know,
and
maybe you are.
July 4th, we're squared away for the front.
No, okay, well,
But to make, yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm not sure who's replacing me. I mean, if they want me
We'll
to
find
do
out.
it, if they want me to do it again, I would. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
here
no
because I
problem.
want to work with the veterans, but I'm not sure who that will be.
Right, okay. Now, we're going to have, according to this, which I'm following as best I can, we're going to have a meeting on June 3rd. I assume that's a Monday.
Yes, it's always the first Monday of every even month.
Okay, and what we're going to do there is firm up, we'll go over what Memorial Day hopefully has been a winner, and then we'll pre-plan for 4th of July parade.
Make sure everything's set for that.
Right,
Yes.
okay?
Okay,
And then I believe after that meeting, the next meeting, the VFW becomes the chair.
right.
And I assume the new commander will be
Right.
Okay.
I think even though last year, I think.
Well, if he doesn't, I might.
I know,
If
yeah.
he doesn't.
He could appoint you, yes.
I
Yeah,
might
both the
continue.
American Legion and the VFW though did work together on the parade and what was going on.
Oh, yeah,
I think it
always.
worked really well, the way the lineup went, and
Yeah.
Yes.
the parade order, I know the city manager did sign off on the parade order, and it was strictly enforced by the police department.
Yeah, I think we're
Minimal
good.
issues I think we had last year. I can only recall one, and it wasn't that bad, so hopefully that'll happen again.
Right. Yes, we, with the lineup that we presented and we all agreed on, and I think that's gonna, we should go with that same one, and I think we'll be fine. Thing is, you just, some of the problem was the police that they had there had no flyer or nothing to look at to know where anybody went. People would just go and say, well, I'm supposed to be there, and they'd say, okay.
No, the officer was there at the front of the parade where I was at. He had the same sheet of paper I had with the city
Now they do,
manager's
yes,
signature
but
on.
in the past, and that's why we went to what we're doing.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, I'm hoping that there's the same thing, because that was pretty much strictly enforced. I saw one at the end of the veterans group moving, cut in front of everybody else, but I didn't want to get run over, so I didn't stop them.
Very good. Smart move. Okay. All right, I think we've covered everything. Do you have anything, Kim?
No.
Sure?
Yes, thank you.
I just want to get on record that May 24th is our Poppy Day.
I forgot, sure,
We will
thank
be
you.
distributing poppies at different locations in Sebastian from
Okay.
8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So, and that's, we raise all the money for our veterans' causes
Okay.
that we distributed out during the year then.
Okay, and I will follow up. I didn't know the time on the, going back to Memorial Day meeting, but I was trying to get that on the city, when I was here, the city channel, like we did for the other ones, the Channel 25, to let people know what was going on. And I don't know if you want to do Poppy Day with that, I could ask. I mean, I don't know if I can say no, but I can ask.
Yeah, please, I'd appreciate it. Okay.
And that was May 24th?
May 24th.
May 24th, and sidebar to that, I did not know until I read my Legion magazine, that is a national Poppy Day. It's set aside by the auxiliary at the national, coming down and the auxiliary always runs it, and that is the day that they do.
And I think, my memory's right, the money collected for that goes to the homeless veterans, is that what?
It goes to miscellaneous veterans' causes, but the money has to be spent on a veteran project.
Right.
Okay.
You can't just use it for anything.
Yes, and excuse me, the VFW, our buddy poppies, it goes to disabled veterans. So,
And you do your poppy drive in November, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
right, a week before Veterans Day,
Yeah.
we usually start it, and during
And that
Veterans
works
Day.
very well, that we don't conflict.
We don't
Right.
conflict with each other.
Yes, we don't conflict with each other.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. You got anything more, John?
No, just, I think we need to get a little bit better with our communication back and forth.
Okay.
Other than that, we'll set up the meetings with the city,
Yes.
management, and I think we'll be all right. I believe we'll be all right, so.
Okay. All right. Seeing and hearing, motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right.
All right?